On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
You know what? That the black male presence in a home. So, but
No.
you can't equate that to, you can't say a man don't love his kids. It's a lot of other things that
Right.
play into that situation.
Right.
Logic.
Don't help him out. He said
Exactly.
they don't love their kids.
factor in?
Oh, I don't need help. I'm good.
And-
Y'all was wrong.
Wait. Well, let me ask you, Rick, directly. Would you factor in alienation of the fathers by the mothers from the kids?
Absolutely, that happens. That happens. But do I say that do I want to say that it's the woman's fault that the majority of the time happens? No, I think that's on the man primarily. So yes, that's mostly their responsibility. And the men do a lot of that stuff. I mean, I'm just gonna let's keep it a buck. Like a lot of times we want to push this whole, especially the whole, manosphere. Everyone always saying these women. All the men want to dive on the women and say how much is their fault. It's a lack of responsibility from a bunch of really weak ass men. I mean, we got to be real sometimes and look at what it is.
Are you saying that a dude
that's not you.
cannot necessarily? Are you saying that a dude can't no longer be in a situation with a chick, but still love his kids?
Hold on. Say that again, because I ain't really upset.
So can I fall out of love, or can the marriage dissolve, or you fall out with the girl that you with, but I still love my kids? You saying it's not possible?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I love my kids. I have 2 children. I love my daughters. No matter what, if I'm with my wife or not, I'm going to always love my. That's why I know.
So why are you saying that dudes is not loving their kids just because they not what the
just because I love my children does not mean the vast majority does. You got to understand, the majority of people are selfish. Majority of people only care about their own interests.
So you saying the majority? Wait. I just want to get this very clear. You saying the majority of men don't love their kids?
Yes, I'm saying the majority of men don't love them. They don't love anybody.
That's
they
insane, bro.
Oh, okay. All right. Then you got to define love. But I mean, we ain't gonna go into that. I mean, because the Bible defines love. These men don't love their they love themselves, and it really can't really say that's up. But most of the thing I'm saying is people are in love with themselves. They love in what they can get out of any situation. The children can't give the man anything out the situation. The woman can. And most men, a lot of times, just want to get their nut off, which I've heard you say eloquently plenty of times. That woman can give them that. The man can't. I mean, I said man, the children cannot do that.
Yeah, but the children wasn't a part of the context of getting your nut off. You can get your nut off without having kids. When you add kids into the equation, you can't. I don't see that. I honestly, and I don't know how you can speak to the majority of men. I see men that are passionate about their kids. They love their kids. They can't wait to get them when they can get them. They fight for them. I've seen dudes fight to their last dollar and dime for their kids. And I don't know where you looking at, but I don't see what you see. I see dudes that love their kid regardless of if they with the girl or not.
I didn't say there aren't men that don't. Again, you're. I think what happens is you're thinking of
most.
You're thinking of
most.
Just like you know how a lot of times
most
delusional women will be like, hey, they're thinking an exceptional situation and they'll hold on to that. Right now, you're
said most. We got clarification. I asked you a clarifying question. You said most men do not love their kids. You said it. What are you talking about?
He did say
most
that.
men are selfish, is what I'm saying. They are not in it for their children. If you look at the moves Kanye's doing, it is not really that. Okay, he said one thing about he don't want his child on TikTok. Cool. That's a loving father move. I'm not gonna take away from that. But just because there's one move does not mean that he is actually about his family that much. Because again, a man about his family is going to want a real mother for his children. He's not going to move the way it is. Even you saying him choosing that woman has nothing to do with it. That's completely wrong and off base. And I don't even see how you could even say that.
But I do think, Rick, you're basing it on her background, not really on what she was displaying. Because at the beginning of the relationship, she really seemed like she bought in and she was on his program. As a wife, she supported him. She bailed him out when he was in debt. She really was on the program for a long time, longer than a lot of people thought. And so I think you're using the fact that she's been around with different men. And the only reason you're saying that is because we know who these men are. For the average woman, we don't know the men you've dated. They're not all famous as celebrities. We don't know them. But regardless, I think you're still doing it based on the fact that she has this sex tape in his background versus like what she was in the relationship or from what he was seeing and she was displaying when they got together, because she very much bought in, very much was on his plan and his program as a wife. I don't know what she's doing now. I'm just saying.
Stop saying that woman bailed that man out of debt.
She did. She gave him like $50 million.
She invested him. Kanye was gonna be straight regardless.
Yeah, but it would have took him a lot longer.
No, he was investing. He was betting on himself, and he was building something that he believed in. She invested.
Right, but he didn't have the liquidity.
Hold on. I don't want to
did at
derail
that
the
time.
conversation. This man literally said most men don't love their kids.
Oh.
Right. We're not talking about Kim
And I'm saying that most men are selfish and don't care about nobody but them. Like, if men love their children like that, they would be teaching their children. They would be building their children up. This is not what goes on. That's why you think so many men.
Hold on, Rick. How do you know what most men do?
Because I'm black and I came up around black people. Like, I've been around.
Okay.
It's not hard to understand.
So you're
acting like
What does you being black have to do with most people? Your black experience is not everybody else's black experience. Just because you black doesn't mean that you can speak for an entirety group of black men.
You're projecting.
Let's first say I
actually agree with him, but I ain't gonna get into it.
Wait. We could do this very easily. Wait.
I see
We
where
could do
he's
this.
coming from though, because I'm in
Wait,
these spaces.
hold on.
where
This is the
people
easy
talk about
solution.
Grown people that are our age talk about growing up without a father. A lot of people.
We could do this. Wait, hold on.
Growing up without a father. And
Hold on.
without having
We
a
could do
father
this
that
very
was
easy.
involved. And now y'all
Very
saying all the fathers love their kids and were there for them.
That's all I'm saying.
Wait, Rick.
That's all I'm saying. They not being real.
Wait.
Not being disingenuous.
Rick, do you love your kids?
I already stated that. Yes, I love my children. I die for my kids.
I know I adore my daughter. Hey, Courtney, and the only reason I'm using you as an example is because
I was like, I'm not a man.
No, because you shared openly, publicly about how dope the father of your daughter is.
It's always that. Yeah.
Does the father of your daughter, does he adore and love your daughter?
He is obsessed with her.
Hey, Rilla, are you there?
Man, fuck them kids.
Hey, Rilla, real talk.
My nigga,
Rilla, I know you drove. You drove cross country to make sure that you take. Do you love your kids, Rilla?
That's a fact. Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Logic, do you adore your kids?
Man, I do, but I think what he equated this conversation to, like it's not a lack of love, it's all the other the things that come into play that affects the father being in the home. That doesn't mean that these fathers don't love their kids. So I kind of understand where you want to go in the conversation, but you can't say that they don't love them kids. Because I mean, a man would do anything to be with his kids.
You're saying something completely different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Rick, he literally said majority of men don't love their kids and they're out for self, and they would choose.
Yes, that's why I try to help him out to rephrase it, because I think that the point he used was that, you know what, that the black male presence in the home. So, but you can't equate that to, you can't say a man don't love his kids. It's a lot of other things that play into that situation.
Right. Don't help him out. He said they don't love their kids.
I
don't need help. I'm good. Y'all was wrong.
Wait. Well, let me ask you, Rick, directly. Would you factor in alienation of the fathers by the mothers from the kids?
Absolutely, that happens. But do I say that do I want to say that it's the woman's fault that the majority of the time happens? No, I think that's on the man primarily. So yes, that's mostly their responsibility. And the men do a lot of that stuff. I mean, I'm just gonna let's keep it a buck. Like, a lot of times we want to push this whole, especially the whole, manosphere. Everyone always saying these women. All the men want to dive on the women and say how much is their fault. It's a lack of responsibility from a bunch of really weak ass men. I mean, we got to be real sometimes and look at what it is.